When you hear the word tough, what comes to mind? For many, it's someone who never backs down, who stands their ground no matter what. Maybe even someone who's a little rough around the edges. But let's pause for a moment and really think about what it means to be truly strong. If you think being tough means being mean, you're not seeing the big picture. Real strength isn't about putting others down or showing off how much you can handle alone. It's about something much deeper, something that lasts longer and makes a bigger impact. True power, that's in kindness, teamwork, and keeping your cool. When you're kind, you're not just being nice for the sake of it. You're showing that you have the courage to care, even when it's hard. Teamwork means you recognize that everyone has something valuable to offer, and you're willing to work together to achieve something greater than you could alone. And keeping your cool, that's about not letting your emotions control you, even when things get tough. You know, it's easy to get caught up in drama. People arguing, politics, taking sides. Sometimes it feels like everywhere you look, there's another disagreement waiting to pull you in. Maybe it's at school, at work, or even online. The world is full of opinions, and sometimes those opinions clash. It can be tempting to jump in, to pick a side, to prove you're right and someone else is wrong. But what does that really accomplish? But here's the truth. None of that makes you better. Getting involved in arguments just for the sake of winning or being loud doesn't actually help anyone. In fact, it often leaves everyone feeling worse. It's easy to get swept up in the heat of the moment, but it takes real strength to step back, take a breath, and choose a different path. What sets you apart is your behavior. The choices you make, especially when things get tough, are what define you. Anyone can be kind when it's easy, but what about when it's hard? What about when everyone else is arguing? Or when someone is being unfair? That's when your true character shows. When you choose to help, to listen, to treat everyone as equal, you build bridges. You create connections that last, and you show others that there's a better way to handle conflict. Instead of burning bridges with harsh words or actions, you're building new paths for understanding and cooperation. You make real connections. These aren't just surface-level friendships or alliances. They're genuine bonds built on trust, respect, and empathy. When you reach out to others, even those who are different from you, you open the door to new ideas and experiences. You learn, you grow, and you help others do the same. And that makes you strong, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. When you support others, you create a community where everyone can thrive. You become someone people can rely on, someone who lifts others up instead of tearing them down. That's the kind of strength that changes lives. Don't waste your energy hating or fighting. It's easy to get angry, to hold grudges, or to want to get even. But all that negativity just drags you down. Instead, focus on what you can control. Your own actions, your own attitude, your own choices. Let go of the need to always be right or to always win. Sometimes, the strongest thing you can do is walk away from a fight and choose peace. All humans are equal no matter where they're from or what they believe. We all have hopes, dreams, fears, and challenges. When you look past the differences and see the person underneath, you realize that we're all in this together. The world is a better place when we treat each other with respect and kindness, no matter our backgrounds. Instead of playing games or picking sides, work together. Collaboration is where real progress happens. When you bring people together, you combine strengths, ideas, and perspectives. You find solutions that no one could have come up with alone. That's how you move forward, not by dividing, but by uniting. That's how real progress happens. Every time you choose to cooperate instead of compete, to listen instead of argue, you're making the world a little bit better. Progress isn't just about big achievements. It's about the small, everyday choices that add up over time. Good behavior isn't about being soft. It's not about letting people walk all over you or never standing up for yourself. It's about having the wisdom to know when to speak up and when to let things go. It's about choosing your battles and always acting with integrity, even when no one is watching. It's about being wise. Wisdom means understanding that your actions have consequences, not just for you, but for everyone around you. It means thinking before you act, considering how your words and choices will affect others, and always striving to do what's right. Professionals stay calm under pressure. No matter what's happening around them, They keep their cool. They don't let stress or chaos throw them off balance. Instead, they focus on what needs to be done, and they do it with a clear mind and a steady hand. They don't let anger or jealousy win. It's normal to feel those emotions sometimes, but you don't have to let them control you. When you choose peace over conflict, understanding over judgment, you set an example for others to follow. They show up, do the right thing, and inspire others to do the same. Leadership isn't about being the loudest or the most powerful. It's about setting a positive example. When you act with kindness and integrity, you encourage others to do the same. You become a leader, not by force, but by inspiration. So next time you're tempted to join the drama, remember, your actions matter. You have the power to choose a different path, to rise above the noise, and to be a force for good. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Real heroes help, unite, and stay positive. They don't need capes or superpowers. They just need the courage to do what's right, even when it's hard. Every day, you have the chance to be a hero in someone's life, just by being kind, supportive, and understanding. Be the person who lifts others up, and watch how far you can all go together. When you support each other, you can overcome any obstacle. You can achieve things you never thought possible. Together, you're stronger, braver, and more resilient. Stay strong, stay kind. Remember, every act of kindness, every moment of patience, every time you choose understanding over anger, you're making the world a better place. It might not always be easy, but it's always worth it. That's how good behavior wins. In the end, it's not about who shouted the loudest or who won the most arguments. It's about who made a positive difference, who brought people together, and who left the world a little brighter than they found it. So stay calm, embrace good vibes, and let your actions speak for themselves.